Hi everybody, how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty well. It is Wednesday, April 18th, 2018, and I am here for my weekly Wednesday update for my cross stitch. I've had a pretty good week. It's been a rather unusual week, and I know I've had a few, from last week's episode, I had a few people saying I was being kind of cryptic. I did not intend to be cryptic in my conversation last week. It was just that I had mentioned in my live video last week that I had jury duty on Tuesday. I was selected for a jury, and therefore I couldn't really talk about the fact that I was on a jury because the trial was still progressing. The trial ended today. Unfortunately, I ended up being picked as the alternate, so I didn't even get to have a chance to deliberate and come to the decision. However, if I did, my decision would have come out to be the same as, or my choice on the matter was the same as everybody else's on the jury. So it worked out anyways. It just kind of was deflating knowing that I sat there through all of that, and then I didn't even get to have a chance to discuss it with my fellow jury members. So that was kind of disappointing. But I'm glad I had the opportunity to participate on a jury. In America, it is our civil duty to participate, and I was kind of looking forward to that because I had never been called for jury duty selection before, so it was definitely a learning experience, and I learned a lot through the process. So definitely very different than what you see on TV. And I'm good for 3 years now, so where I live I don't have to go back for another 3 years. So anyways, so that's pretty much been my week. So between jury duty and work and everything going on in what I normally do, it's been pretty full and busy. So when it comes to everything else, I haven't really been stitching much. And you'll see here in a minute what I have to show for it. Not very much. But I have been designing, I've been doing a bunch of other stuff, so I've been staying creative, just not very much stitching. So let's get on to it. So the first thing I've worked on was Henry from my Heaven and Earth design. This is what he will look like when he is finished. I'm stitching him on 28 count 1/1, 28 count white Lugana, 1/1, and here he is. And again, not very much progress since you saw him last. So you can see, I think I might have done a little bit more confetti with another color, and then I filled in some of the black on that one side. And in my last Stitch With Me video, I filled in the brown, also in here, and I finished filling that in, and that's all I did on Henry. Now, I'm probably going to pull him back out this afternoon and work on him because I'm kind of maybe feeling like working on him a bit. We'll see. I don't know. And the only other progress I can show you is my Phoenix Rising from my Etsy store. You can find it on my Etsy website, which is linked below. Here is a picture of what Phoenix Rising will look like when it is complete. This is what I have done so far, and all I've done so far is I began backstitching. Oh, and it actually is showing up pretty good there. Now remember, I have decided to do something a little bit different than what I prescribed in the design. The design calls for using DMC, 2 different shades of DMC, which I do not have in front of me, so I know one is 310. I'm not sure what the other color DMC is. I have chosen to go to my LNS, Nimble Needle, and she helped me come up with an idea of using Accentuate, and the color is 252. So it comes on a spool. It's Accentuate 252 is the number. And I'm using two strands. And I'm very, very, very pleased. I'll talk about that in a second. But as you can see, I have all of the back stitching on the wings complete. So it just gives it a nice, subtle hint of metallic and definition. And I'm really, really pleased with that. Again, the colors are getting a little bit washed out just because the sun is coming in the window now, but not much I can do about that. Okay, so my review of Accentuate. I'm very pleased with Accentuate. I'm using 2 strands, so it is a little finicky whenever it comes to getting towards the end of the shorter strands, but it's not too hard to work with. I'm using a little bit larger of a needle, and I have not had any issues with fraying at all. I mean, at all. Nothing like the other brands. So very, very pleased with Accentuate. I very well may use this more often for metallics. Remember, this is I guess technically it's a blending filament. It's a metallic blending filament. So, and I'm using 2 strands and I'm really liking it. So definitely check that out. I will be putting this on my pattern as an alternate possibility if you want to go that route, or if you decide to get my Phoenix Rising pattern. Okay, so that's all I have for my projects this week. So I have 2 purchases, and they're both books. So the first book that I purchased was, now I know Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts. She had done back in December during one of her Vlogmas episodes. She did a Tamari episode and had mentioned about 2 books. And I know there was a big hoo-ha about the one book being horribly expensive, and that was this book here, Tamari Techniques by Barbara Seuss. I had gotten an email from Amazon saying that this book was available for much, much, much cheaper from one source, like 1 copy. So of course I grabbed it. And I just got it yesterday. So I'm very pleased with that. It's a brand new book. I got it far cheaper than what everyone else is asking for, and I was going to pass it up. So definitely happy with that. There's so many wonderful patterns, designs in there that look really cool to do. So I'm really getting the itch to start a Tamari. So that might happen soon. And the other book, I was enabled by Jen from Felicity Stitches. Go check Jen out. She had posted this, I think, on her episode 5, All the Haul, I think is what it was called, or something like that. And I had messaged her. This was a while ago. Then I forgot about it. And that was probably a good thing. And then, I don't know, I was in this mood to just buy all the things. And I was like, well, I might as well get that too. So I went online and I bought it. The Best of Renato Parolin. It's 33 patterns. You know, I had to get it for the trees with the owls. I do like a lot of the patterns in here. Some of them are not really my thing. If you want a more extensive flip through, go check out Jen's video. She doesn't do a 100% flip through, but she does a very good show of what the book has to offer. Now, I did order this through Amazon, but it came from Amazon UK or whatever you guys call it over there. So it took a little bit longer to get, but that was fine. So very happy with that. Can't wait to stitch some of the things in there. So that is all I got for purchases. That's all of my progress on my projects. So let's get to my shop. Lots and lots of big updates on my shop. Okay, first off, next week I plan to have 2 new projects or 2 new designs ready to go. So hopefully by next Wednesday, fingers crossed, I will have 2 designs ready to go for you to peruse in my shop. So be on the lookout for that. Also, with that, I also do plan to have, I know many of you had requested a tutorial-esque video about how I hand-stitched the small pillows. So I do have one of my designs, my crown and cross, I have never finished. So I'm probably, hopefully, fingers crossed again, going to make a video on how I do that this weekend, doing a hand stitch tutorial. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe Monday that will post. Not 100% sure. I'm hoping to have that done this weekend, if I have time to get everything else done that I have to get done. But the biggest news that I know many people have been asking for is that I am now going to be offering printed patterns for sale. So if you are not interested in a PDF, but you have been wanting one of my patterns, but you were wanting to get a pattern mailed to you, printed by me, I will now be offering that to you starting today. So as of right now, I'm offering 3 of the 4 patterns are available. The crown and cross will be available once I revamp I have to prep the finished piece, because I want to take better pictures once I get the final fully finished pillow done. So I will offer that then next week. So here what you will get is a printed, you will get the exact same thing as what you get in PDF, just it will be printed on nice paper. It will come in a plastic Ziploc sleeve like many of the other designers provide, and they will come in an envelope. And I'm going to ship them with a little bit extra protection by putting the pattern in a manila folder, just to hopefully help prevent the Postal Service from bending them, but that's kind of out of my realm of control. So this is what the cover pages will look like. Of course, so there are because of the printing costs that are incurred by me in order to do this, the price of a printed pattern will be more expensive than a PDF. So when you go onto Etsy, I haven't set it up yet on Etsy. I will be doing that after this video. So you will either have to look for, there will either be under one, and then you have to choose if you want a PDF or a mailed to you pattern, or there will be two separate files. And so a printed pattern will be, any of my printed patterns will be an additional $2 for the cost of printing and the mailing supplies, plus shipping and handling, which is determined, I believe, through what Etsy determines, which is right around, I think, $3. I think it's like $3 or $3.50, something like that. But I believe Etsy determines that. So I hope if you are interested, you will check that out. That will be available later this afternoon. And going forward, I will now offer that for all of my patterns that become available. So you can either get a PDF or a printed pattern. So that is my shop update. And then, of course, like I said, next week, I will hopefully have definitely one, possibly two patterns available, new patterns for your pleasure. So last but not least are my plans. And I don't really have plans per se for this week because I do have to stitch up my new patterns. I'm waiting on an order from an online store for some fabric. Once I get that in the mail, which I believe is projected to be delivered tomorrow, I will get started on stitching those up so I can get them finished and get them ready for printing. And then I'm going to I'm kind of feeling like working on Henry a bit today. So I think I'm going to work on Henry. Maybe my Phoenix. I think right now I'm feeling like those are the two projects I'm going to work on. So that's my plans. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. Get lots of stitching done. And I hope the weather starts to be nice in your neck of the woods. If you've been having some crappy weather, it's finally starting to be sunny and nice here, and not too horribly cold again. So don't forget to always be creative. Have a great day, guys and gals.